Hello, how are we? Oh, look where I am. I've come out, completely out of my area now. I'm in Orpington. Beautiful, beautiful, oh beautiful. That's all you can sum up from that. Nice. So, I want to talk about, are you making yourself unhappy? And the reason I want to talk about this is that I've just had a conversation with some friends of mine, and I haven't seen them for a while, to be honest. I haven't seen them for probably, must be a year. I'm just going to sit down. I've got my blue bobs with me, and so I can't see, that's better. And I probably haven't seen them for about a year, and they said to me, Angela, how are you? And for once in my life, I can truly say that I feel fabulous. And they said, you look really well. And I said, thank you very much. And it dawned on me, actually, that I could have felt fabulous a long time ago, and I chose not to. And the reason I chose not to was purely down to my mindset. And my mindset was always looking for outside validation for who I am and who I am to be. And that's because I was around people that, for instance, I'm just going to say it, to be quite honest, I don't give a shit, to be fair. My family, my sisters, for instance, were very much different to their friends to they were where the family was concerned. And I'm not saying this is a good thing or a bad thing, I'm just saying, okay? So let's not all just get out of our prams about it. But they were. So they would treat their friends better than they treated their own family and their own sisters. So that's like an external validation. When you go and work in the corporate world, you're also looking at external validation, purely because to get on in the corporate world, you need to know all the time that you're doing a good job. All the time you need to know you're doing a good job. And for once in my life, I've got to this point where I don't care what people think about me anymore. I really don't care. And the reason I don't care is because I know in my hearts of hearts that I'm not doing anything untoward to anybody. You know, I live my life from a place of love and compassion at all opportunities that I can. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, right? But because I lived my life worrying about what my family were doing with this external validation, even down to my parents, trying to get validation from my parents when all my dad wanted to do was put a woman before his children, which is what he did. So consequently, I was trying to chase my dad's love. And don't get me wrong, I know he loves me. This is not about that. I'm not being a bitch or anything like that in what I'm saying. I'm just telling the truth as it is, But that was his choices. And his choices, consequently, made me constantly want to seek his approval. I was always seeking his approval. And why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we need to seek people's approval constantly to determine who we are as people, as individuals, as women, as men? We shouldn't have to seek externally for that. We need to seek inside. And if I had, not done that, I would have been happier or in a happier place a long time ago, and I did. And it's interesting because I don't know, I do know why we do it, because society kind of like dictates that that's what we need to do and that's how we live our life. And it starts from a very young age. When you go to school, you'll get a smiley face. Oh, you did well, smiley face, smiley face. What happens when you don't do so well in the next piece of work? What happens then? You don't get a smiley face, then you feel shit. You feel crap about yourself, don't you? And then that's like a spiral, because unless you can talk to someone about that and say, oh gosh, and you're only rewarded when you conform to somebody else's ideas, you can never be who you truly are. And it's sad that today, in today's society, that children are being led to believe that materialism, outside validation, what trainers you wear, you know, what car you drive, and all of that makes you a person. And it doesn't, because that stuff is purely material. It doesn't define who you are. And nor does the corporate world. When you live and work for the corporate world, like I did for many, many years, you know, I worked in the corporate world for many, many years. And the corporate world, it kind of like shows you what to do, but it doesn't tell you or help you to define who you are. And what happens is you go through these things and you go through these experiences literally trying to compare yourself to other people's expectations of who you should be and what you should be. And when you're brought up in a family that literally, which is shit really when you think about it, but it is what it is. As I said, it's not about me deflecting blame or saying anything about derogatory about it, but it is a fact. When you're brought up in a family that would rather help their friends and all attention goes to their friends, I'm talking about your sisters now, all their attention goes to their friends and outside resources because they're also seeking external validation, the family unit breaks down. Of course it's going to break down, you know, because you've got no bond. There's no bond to be had because you're all seeking external validation instead of actually digging deep inside to really understand what it is you need in your life and who you are as an individual and what it means to live in this world today. And it's really quite interesting that so many people are just not connected to that part of who they are because they've spent all this time being externally validated. And as soon as you're not externally validated anymore, the validation becomes this thing about you're not worthy, you've got no self-worth, you've got no self-esteem. You know, I remember saying to my dad one time, you know, to his wife, do you think my dad's proud of me? Because he's never said it. He's never said it. And yet, why do I care? But you do, and this is what I mean about, are you stopping yourself from being happy? And I did stop myself from being happy for many years because I was too worried about what other people thought about me. I was too concerned about what other people said about me. I was too concerned about others' expectations of me. And now, the only expectation I put on me is my own. The only expectation I have for my life is my own. I have no care in the world about what anybody else thinks, because I know in my heart that I'm doing everything from a place of love and compassion. But it takes time to get to that point, because family conditioning, peer conditioning, societal conditioning makes us, moulds us into something that actually we're not, because we're not just a human, we are spirit too. And this human experience that we're having is a big learning curve for all of us. And that learning curve starts predominantly when you switch off to all that stuff and start learning about yourself, because that's the key thing. And that's the key one, to release the energy of all this conditioning that we've been made to believe is the right way to live. Because no one knows the right way to live for you apart from you. No one actually really knows what's best for you apart from you. And it's really key when we're in this time of our lives, and even not even in this time of our lives, but in this time of just this world, that we wake up to this and stop seeking external validation, and stop the family breakdowns, because this is what breaks the families down. And I just wanted to say that, because if anyone needs help to break this mould and to break out of the shackles, because they are like shackles, it's like a massive, massive cloud over your head that will seek you into depression when you are constantly seeking external validation, because you don't feel strong enough to stand up and say, no, this is who I am. And that will only come when you connect in with who you are. So, on that note, my lovelies, if there's anybody there, I can't see anyway, so if you have connected in, thank you. Thank you for doing that. I'm happy to help anybody find their true self and find their true essence, and help break free of the shackles that have literally just held us down and held us back, because that's what this stuff does. It holds you back. And what happens is you get so wrapped up in it, you stop yourself from being happy. Because all you know and all you think about is this external validation. And it takes time to break free from it. I'm totally free from it. And I'm so happy to be free from it. And I can help you to be free from it. So what is it that's stopping you from being happy? It's not other people, it's you. You are stopping yourself from being happy. So just have a ponder on that. And if you want to connect in and talk about anything that you may want to talk about as regards to this subject, please do get in touch with me. I'll happily help. And you can find me at www.angelaward.co.uk. Just remember, guys, you make yourself happy, nobody else. On that note, take care. Bye now.